All right, welcome everyone. How is everyone doing this morning? Oh, we can do better than that. How are you guys doing this morning? Can you guys say buenos dias? Good morning. There you go. All right. Welcome, everyone. As Melissa said, she is looking for some birds. There's some birds that are here. Do you guys see any birds? Look around. Well, guess what? They are under your table. There are 4 lucky birds. And if you have a bird under your table, come on up because I have a prize for you. We're going to start off strong this morning. We're giving out Amazon gift cards. Who has a bird? Who has the first bird? Come on up, come on up. Come on up, come on up. Let me see the bird, let me see the bird. All right, let me see. What do you have? What do you have? All right, congratulations to our first winner. Thank you so much. The first bird has been found. Who has a second bird? All right, let me see. I'll trade you. Thank you so much. All right, we got 2 more, dos más. Who has it? Check under your table, maybe under your chair. All right, let me see. Congratulations, congratulations. Thank you so much. There should be 1 more. Who has the last bird? Or did that bird fly away? Maybe it flew away. Going once, or else I'm taking this home. Going twice, who has that bird? Or else we can come back to it. No? Maybe it flew away. It's okay. Well, welcome everyone. My name is Javier Cervantes, and I will be your MC for today. Super excited to be here. Middle school is a time to explore who you are, your knowledge, your skills, and your voice. The purpose of this conference is to support you as you transition from middle school to high school and prepare to become leaders for tomorrow. You are not alone. You are community. All right, up next, I'm going to welcome Salvador, chairperson of the Grand Rapids Community College Board of Trustees. Please give it up to Salvador. Por favor, un aplauso.
Buenos dias. Good morning. Thank you, Javier. And on behalf of Grand Rapids Community College and the Board of Trustees and the President, I would like to welcome you all to this year's Latinx Youth Conference. Let's give it up for all the organizers, the Hispanic Center of Western Michigan, the committee, and all of the great people that made this happen. I won't take up a lot of your time, but I will share just a very short story about my journey with GRCC. So I actually went to school here. I moved here to Michigan from California when I was about your age. And I'll just make the story pretty short. I didn't do well in the high school. I barely graduated, and I wasn't sure that I really wanted to go to college at all. In fact, I already had a full-time job and everything. And after some encouragement from some folks, I stumbled upon GRCC and I started taking classes here, and this was the first place where I actually got good grades. I later on went on to get a bachelor's degree from Grand Valley State University, as well as a master's, and like everybody says, the rest is history. I'm currently the president and CEO of an organization, and I'm also the first chair of the Grand Rapids Community College Board that is a Latino in the college's history. I say all of this because if you take away any message from what I'm about to say today, is that you are important, your voice matters, the questions that you raise matter, the folks that are going to be talking with you today care, and they're ready to listen, and most importantly, we're all waiting for you. We're waiting for you to be ready. We're waiting for you to lead. And perhaps most importantly for some of you, we're waiting for you to be the first. I was the first to graduate in my family from a college. I was the first to be the leader of an organization in my family. What are you going to be the first in doing with your family? right? Don't be afraid to raise important questions. Don't be afraid to be the first to raise your hand. And don't be afraid to be the first to lead in any space that you find yourself in. We need you now more than ever, and we're eagerly anticipating you all graduating from middle school and high school and college, or going on to the career of your choice and being the first in our community to do something great. And if you're not the first, then you'll do it better, because the next generation should do it better. So thank you all for being here. Enjoy the day, have a great conference, and go Raiders.
Let's give him one more round of applause. Salvador, muchas gracias. We also want to thank all of our sponsors for believing in our students and investing in your future. A special thank you to our presenting sponsor, Lake Michigan Credit Union. Let's give it up to Lake Michigan Credit Union. And please help me welcome Kiran Patel, Community Relations Specialist, for a few words.
Thank you. Good morning. Buenos dias, everyone. How are you today? Good. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Javier. And let's give a round of applause to everyone who helped put this conference on today. We're so happy to be here. I just wanted to take a few moments to say that youth and the children and young people like all of you, you truly know so much and are so wise. So I had a chance to attend a conference recently, and the speaker was talking about the future of the country and the future of the world. And he specifically said that people who are 40 and younger, which is all of you, you are the future. Just think about that. What you do today and what you do tomorrow is going to impact the lives of so many. And I think children are so wise, and young people like yourselves. I came home and I told that to my son, and I said, I heard this conference, and I just turned 40, so I'm feeling like, am I still relevant? And I said, kids are the future. And he said, well, of course, we have our whole lives ahead of us. And you all do too. You have your whole lives to go out there and make a difference. And like was just said, we're waiting for all of you to go out and put your mark on the community and the world, just like our children, the young people will. So LMCU is so happy to be here today. Community is a significant part of what we do and who we are. We are all around, both in Michigan and in Florida. And when we engage, and our staff is here, we really care about making a difference. Don't forget to visit our booth at the expo. We have some fun hand clappers. So we're going to be able to make some noise and make a difference here today. So thank you so much, all of you, and I hope you have a wonderful day and future ahead of you.
Oh, we can clap louder than that for Lake Michigan Credit Union. All right, I'll be calling you later so I can open up another account with Lake Michigan Credit Union. All right, I am going to introduce our panelists for this morning. Come on up, come on up. We have a great panel for you all today. We have Luis Fernandez, Yamel Marmolejos, Ruben Ramos, Israel Azua. Yeah. Give it up to them. We have different stories to share with you all. We have some questions that we're going to be asking them. I'm going to sit over here. All right. How are you guys doing this morning?
We're doing good.
All right. I have a few questions to ask you all, but before I ask you guys, I want you all to introduce yourself, say your name, your profession, and yeah, we'll start with you, Luis. Go ahead.
I almost talked into my coffee. Hey everybody, my name is Luis Fernandez. I'm a photographer and artist here in Grand Rapids. Is that it? I'm from Puerto Rico. I was born in Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico in the house.
My name is Israel Azua. I am principal of residency at Vanguard. I was born on the southwest side of Grand Rapids, right over, not raised on that side. Yeah, that's me.
All right, give it up.
Hi, everyone. My name is Deputy Yamel Marmolejos, and I'm currently the Byron Township Community Policing Officer, and I'm from República Dominicana.
I feel safe already. Hi, everyone. I'm Ruben Ramos. I am president at R&R Heating and Cooling. We're a HVAC or heating and cooling contractor. We do things like the boring things that you see above you, all those ducts and all that. That's what I pay attention to when I walk in a room like this. Happy to be here. Also, my background is here in Grand Rapids. I grew up here originally from Mexico. Happy to be here.
Lots of cultures represented this morning, lots of history here. Thank you all for being here this morning. So we do have some questions to ask you all. So these students that are here today, some of them submitted some questions for you all. And the first question is, I'm gonna start with Luis again. What if I don't know what I wanna be yet? Is that bad?
Okay, so I wanted to be the last one in line, but now I'm first in line. But yeah, so for me as an artist, I kind of like not knowing what I want to be yet, and I still don't know what I want to be, and every day I get to figure that out. You know, for me, for example, I went to school for psychology, but I'm an artist, and a lot of the work that I do is photography and graphic design. And in my journey, I never knew what it was that I was going to be. And so one of the big things that I focused on as a creative in the community was, who do I want to be as a person? And then working on developing that, and then letting that guide my journey in my career.
Thank you, Luis. Un aplauso para Luis, por favor. Same question.
What if you don't know what to do? Okay, so I graduated from Grand Rapids Central in summer school. I had no idea what I wanted to do. I didn't know where life was going to treat me. I was raised here. I'm Puerto Rican, by the way, but I was raised in Burton Heights. Let's go! I started shouting, the mic turned off, see? This is what it is. So I didn't have really a vision where I was going to go, what I was going to do, right? So it's not good to know, to always know. My path went into the Marine Corps. Right when I got in the Marine Corps, my path changed some more. And it changed a couple of times in my life until I got to the point where I am now in education. So, yeah, it's okay to not know, but it's never okay to just stand still, right? Waiting for something to happen will just be waiting. Taking a step forward in a direction, making a decision, it will probably be the best decision you'll make. And let life guide you, really.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. So fun fact, I originally wanted to be a teacher. So I did in high school what's called the Metro High Police Academy. And what that is, it's a week-long police academy. It's free for juniors and seniors. And I met who I consider today my law enforcement mother. She guided me in through my path and helped me get a job as a cadet with the Kent County Sheriff's Office. And with that, I went and I applied for the city of Lansing after going to GRCC's Police Academy and came back home after 3 years. And to this day, I wear her badge, 463, and I get to honor my mentor who guided me in my career.
Yeah, well, I'm going to say, at your age, you're not supposed to know what you want to do. You don't have to have it all figured out at this age. I would say stay curious, use this time, learn about yourself, what you like to do, what you don't like to do, and then pick up some skills that are going to be benefiting you for the rest of your life, like communication, discipline, respect. Those are the skills that perhaps you should be worrying about learning at this stage if you haven't already, more than what exactly to have your life figured out. I also wanted to be a meteorologist at this, when I was in eighth grade, and yeah, I fell far from it. And I think once you find out exactly what you like and what moves you, what motivates you, that's when, that's probably some years ahead of you.
Give it up for Ruben. Thank you so much to you all. My next question, I will start with Ruben this time. Did your family ever doubt your dreams? What did you do?
So, no, I can't say that they doubted my dreams, but I also did not really say and express what I wanted to be because I was still figuring it out. And frankly, I'll say not everybody is going to understand your dreams. Don't focus on that. You'll eventually outgrow people, and that's okay. I think you focus on what you really want to do, and for your family, if you're looking for their support, work so hard and get so prepared that they won't have any other option but to support you in whatever you're doing.
Thank you, Ruben.
So I would be lying to you if I told you no. So my parents did, in fact, did not support me for actually the first 3 years of my career. That's why it's so important to get a mentor. It is very important to get a mentor to help you and guide you into the career you want to be. Eventually, after 3 years, my mom said to me, "Ay, mija, yo sé lo que tú haces ahora. I watched Cops last night." And ultimately, for the kids who don't understand Spanish, I basically said, "Yes, honey, I know what you do now. I was watching Cops last night." So in that moment, that was a heart-to-heart moment with my mother for her to try to understand what I do and truly started to appreciate my work.
Thank you.
Okay, this time I'm trying not to yell so it don't cut off. So for me, like I said before, it's hard to dream when you don't have a vision, right? I didn't have that for myself. So when I was in high school and middle school, it was just living in the moment. I'm here in Michigan, whatever. So I would say that my family would have supported me if I had a dream to support. And when I got on that first flight to go to the Marine Corps, that was my I didn't know dream, right? And then I've lived in Barcelona for 9 years, thank God. And I've been all over the world. I've traveled and I've started a soccer development program. I mean, I've done things that I didn't know that I even had in me to do. And all of them were dreams realized that I didn't know I had until I just walked in the steps, right? Like I said before, sometimes you just gotta walk in it and see what happens. And God's opened a lot of doors for me that I didn't know, but in every facet of that, I've had support. I've had doubted myself more than people have doubted me, but I always took a step, and I think that was more scary for others than myself. But yeah, I would say if I had a dream, I probably would have been supported, but my dream was to take the next step, just to make sure that I never stop moving, right? To do better.
Gracias.
So similar to Ruben, my family never doubted my dreams because I didn't really grow up having a dream for them to doubt. And part of the reason for that is because, I grew up in a single parent household, low income. My mom was just worried about surviving. And I was worried about making sure that I didn't make her anxious. I wasn't trying to be a straight A student. I was just trying to get okay grades. I didn't want my PlayStation taken away. But I didn't grow up knowing anybody who went to college. I didn't know anyone who was educated. My mom finished high school, my dad finished middle school, and that was about it. And so for me, I didn't have anything to look up to, anything to look forward to, other than just getting home and playing PlayStation. But it might not be your family that doubts you, but you might find people out there in community. Maybe it's someone you look up to. Maybe it's your teacher. Maybe it's your counselor. Maybe it's someone you admire and they don't believe in your dream. And for me, I think the biggest thing has been finding mentors, finding people in the community that do believe in you. Javi believes in me. There's so many people in the community that do believe in me. And so leaning on those people.
Thank you, Luis. Un aplauso, por favor. I'm gonna take a little pause real quick. And I want you guys to really make sure you are listening, that you are taking in what they are saying this morning, because a lot of them were in these similar seats. And now they are here, coming back to share their stories, to share their journey, their challenges, their passions. And next generation, you all will be up here when you are older and coming back to speak to the next generation. It is a ripple effect. It is a chain that we are, continuing to support our future leaders. And I want you guys to pay attention because I will be asking you guys questions later on to see who was paying attention. All right, the next question, I'm gonna start with you, Luis, is how did you handle pressure from family or friends?
So, growing up, I don't know if it's a Puerto Rican thing, and maybe you guys can align with this too. But one of the things that was really one of the things that I really noticed growing up was that my family was very authentic. My grandma was my grandma, and I knew who she was. My mom was my mom. I knew who she was. I knew who my dad was. I saw their good sides and their bad side. And what that meant is that I got to grow up knowing that I should always be who I was. And so when I think about what pressure is either going to push you to be more of who you are or push you away from who you are. So for me, when I think about bad pressure and people trying to push me in a direction that's not me, because I had that authenticity, I always knew who I wasn't. I may not have always known who I was or who I was going to be, but one of the big things that I've always known is like, I know when it's not me. I know when something doesn't align. I know when something doesn't feel right. And so for me, being able to deal with pressure has just came through growing up in a space where we were encouraged to be who we are and encouraged to be authentic.
Thank you, Luis.
Hello. Okay, so for me, pressure, I've kind of always had it, but I think I've put more pressure on myself than anything else, and I deal with it with getting to the next day, right? When I was in the fire department here in Grand Rapids, it was just the next day, right? Make it the next day. When I was in the Marine Corps, it was get to the next day. That's all it was. I think that when I lograr algo, it's expected because they know that I just don't quit. I keep going. I keep, no matter how many people tell me, you can't do that. I'll be the first, really. Like, it's not even a slogan. Like, I'll be the first to be like, hold my soda. I'll show you. Because I'm not one that's going to just give up for the sake of giving up. I think I have so much more to prove to myself still that the pressure is within me. But I don't get outside pressure like that because I'll show you, you know?
Thank you.
So simply to piggyback off these gentlemen, ultimately staying grounded and true to yourself. You're going to have friends, you're going to have peers, you're going to have family members that are going to doubt you. And that's okay. Just learn to respect their decision, but prove them wrong. Use that to motivate you and to keep going. When in doubt, believe in yourself first, because others won't.
Thank you.
Yeah, it is my opinion that pressure is never really going to go away. You learn to live with it, cope with it, and learn to make it push you forward. It's choosing friends that align and push you forward instead of holding you back. And learning that you don't need everyone's approval, right? Just learn who you are and what's important to you and focus on that.
Gracias, Ruben. This next question, I'm going to start with Ruben. And after this question, I'm also going to open it up to the audience so that you guys can also ask them questions. So if you have a question you want to ask, you can write it down somewhere, and you will have an opportunity to ask them. Okay, Ruben, what does being a leader actually mean to you?
That's one that put me to think. I think it's being the one who takes responsibility. It's being the one who, for example, in my role as president in my company, the buck stops with me, right? I have to be, the one that keeps everybody grounded when is needed, including myself. I have to push others forward, elevate others, do the right thing even when nobody's watching. Those are characteristics of a good leader.
Thank you, Ruben.
So being a leader, truly, I think just simply making sure that you just really do what others think that is not right, do it right in the moment. Being the first one to being able to take charge and being the first one to really come together and put forward into whatever action you may be.
Thank you.
Clap. That was a good answer. Come on now. So for me, it's servant leadership, right? A lot of times we take leadership and we think we have to be the authoritative person. We're going to tell you what to do. We're the, and that's not how I see leadership. For me, leadership is other people being able to see, I want to follow him. I want to make sure that he's taking care of me so much that I know that he's got my best interest at heart. To be a leader is to be somebody that that other people want to follow, that other people want to respect. A lot of times you're the person who has to make the decisions that no one's gonna like, and that's okay. Sometimes you gotta make decisions and people are not gonna like you, but they're gonna know in their heart, like, he probably made that decision or she made that decision because it's what's best, because we don't see the whole picture, and that's okay. And servant leadership, I think, is something that God brought into me from way back in church life. So there we go.
Thank you.
Yeah, this was probably like the hardest question that they asked us, because I was looking at it and I was like, I don't know. I'm like, what is a good leader? What is that? And just trying to figure out what have been the moments where I've experienced good leadership in the community and where I've been like, man, I want to be more of that, or I want to see more of that in community. One of the things that I thought back to when I was trying to think about an example of good leadership was when I had made a mistake at work, and I remember it was a big mistake, and my boss came to me, and I was telling her, I was like, hey, I feel like I really messed up here. I feel like I should quit. And I just remember the amount of grace that she showed me and understanding, and she said, like, hey, like, if you need to take some time, but use this opportunity and allow it to let you grow. And I just remember, after that encounter, I was like, wow, like, this is what good leadership means. So yeah.
Thank you, Luis. I actually have one last question to ask you, and then we're going to open it up to the students here. And Luis, we're going to go with you. What was the hardest moment in your journey?
Man, the hardest moment in my journey, I think that the hardest, it can be easy to let ourselves down, because when we let ourselves down, it's just me. Like, I didn't submit that homework, or I didn't do this good on the test, or whatever. When it's just us, it can be easy to kind of like brush it off. But when our failures start to impact the people around us, I feel like those are really moments where we are kind of faced with our mistakes and really have to learn to grow and show ourselves grace. I remember I was given an opportunity many years ago, and I was brought in, and I wasn't handling it well. I was taking on too much work. I was mismanaging things. And I was letting that person down. And at the time, she had cancer. And so I felt extra bad, because I was like, man, like, they reached out to me, they gave me this really great opportunity, and I'm letting them down. And now they're already going through this really tough thing, and now I'm adding to that stress for them. And I just remember, having to really show myself grace after that moment, and having to start to take things serious and start to be like, okay, like, if I can't take something on, I got to make sure that I can communicate that, because I don't want to put somebody in a position like that where they're believing in me and I'm letting them down. So,
thank you, Luis.
Okay, so for me, it's okay. I think the hardest and the best thing that's happened to me in my life was becoming a father, right? My wife is right over there. Sorry, I had a shout out. Anyway, it's one of those things where I talked about earlier, where your pressure comes in. Everything you do, your kids are watching. Everything that you say, they're gonna emulate. So, you have to lead your house, be the man of the house, and make sure that your decisions impact, the rest of the family. It's the best position I've ever been in, but it's the hardest, because everything is on. You have to make sure that you give the example, that you do the best that you can. So I think that's where a lot of the internal pressures of myself of going, I want to be the best that I can be so that my family can see and go, yeah, that's my dad. That's cool. That's my husband. We're good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So
Nina.
for me, it's being a woman in a man's dominant field, but specifically hearing, thank you, but specifically hearing more no's than you will hear yeses, and understanding every single no is a lesson, and take that into consideration and apply it moving forward. I've been in this job for 8 years, and I plan on retiring out of here. I love what I do, so remember, whatever you choose and what career, have a passion for it, and make sure you just strive to be the best that you can every single day.
Thank you.
By far, my biggest hurdle, the hardest thing I had to go through was, my daughter's health took a downturn after COVID, and she was really, really affected by it. And I learned how, what it really means when people talk about mental health, and we had suffered it in our home. And it was like a 4-year journey that I don't wish upon anybody. Luckily, she's doing a lot better, but it affected, of course, our family. It affected me emotionally tremendously. My daughter, of course, more than anybody. But it carried on onto work for me as well. And so that was the hardest thing I've ever had to go through. I think we leaned on family, we leaned on close friends, and we leaned on faith to get through that.
Thank you, Ruben. All right, now we're gonna turn it over to the audience to see if there are any questions. And I'm gonna have someone from the Hispanic Center hand out this mic so we can hear them. We have a hand over here. Oh, we have mics here, okay. If we have that student right over here, please. You in the white, if you can please say your name. Yep, say your name and ask your question right here on the mic.
Sorry. My name is Layla Cepeda. My question.
And what school are you at?
UPrep.
UPrep, all right, UPrep.
My question for you guys is, for current day times right now, it's hard for us Hispanics for the immigration. How do you feel about that?
So the question is, how do you feel about everything going on with immigration? Did we get that correctly? All right, we'll start with Ruben.
Very, very tough times. Thanks for the question. Very tough times. We are navigating some very choppy waters, to say the least. It is tough all around. I really don't have a good answer for you, other than we have to, as leaders for our in my business, I have to look out for the best interest of everybody, my entire team. And while that may not necessarily align with my personal views all the time, in my role, I just have to, look for the best interests of us as a team more than my individual interests. That's how I've approached it. I don't agree with a lot of the things that are happening, and yeah, that's my short answer.
Thank you, Ruben.
Was it Layla? Yeah, okay. So I'm an immigrant myself. So like I said, I was born from the Dominican Republic, came to the United States when I was 3. It's a tough situation. I've had my own family members being deported. But I will say this, unfortunately, when it comes to politics, I can't speak on it, specifically in uniform. But I feel for my people, and I understand what's going on.
Thank you.
Kind of in the same boat. I have more than I would probably like to speculate that's get affected by that. In my place, I have to pray. I have to pray, and I have to make sure that that if I can help, I will help. The times that we're living in right now are difficult in many different aspects. That's one of them. There's a lot, but the only thing I can do is look out for my people and try to pray when I can.
Thank you. Yeah, so during the first presidency, I had actually lost my stepdad to immigration while I was in high school here in Grand Rapids, and that was really tough. Because when that happened, I had to go to school the next day, and I had to go to work the next day. And life had to continue on, and we had to continue on. As a family, and so how I feel about it, it's really tough. I remember when I went through that situation, I went to school the next day, and nobody knew what to say. But I remember going through that in that moment and thinking to myself, like, you know what? I'm gonna get through this, and one day, I'm gonna be able to be there for another kid who's gonna be in my same situation, who's gonna have their family impacted in this way, and I'm gonna be able to be there for that person in the way that no one was able to be there for me in that moment. So, in this moment for me, I think it's just about standing with all of us as a community, as Latinos and as immigrants. I'm not an immigrant myself, I'm Puerto Rican, but I grew up in these communities, and I've been personally impacted by it. And so, if you're an artist, I encourage you to create art about it and express that in whatever way feels right to you.
Thank you, Luis. All right, powerful questions. You guys came in strong this morning. I have a question on this side of the room. You can come up here to the mic. Yep.
Well, is it working? Okay. I wanted to ask, because some people nowadays aren't the best, of course, how do you deal with racism? Because I feel like everyone of color, at least once in their life, had to deal with someone that, made a comment, and I wanted to know.
And what school are you at?
Right now, I'm at Vanguard.
All right, Vanguard in the house.
My people.
We'll start with Luis.
Oh, okay. Man, how do we deal with racism? I feel like as we navigate in a lot of community spaces, it kind of shows up in very unclear ways. It won't be direct racism. It's not like you're probably not gonna get called a slur at your job or in the community, but it shows itself in very covert ways. And I think for me, the thing that I've done is just making sure that whenever I'm in a space, that I'm being authentic to who I am, and that I'm taking a stand when I can. There's been situations where I've quit jobs because they didn't have policies that aligned with our communities. These policies don't serve our communities, and I shared that. Obviously, it's not a. I want to try to make change first and try and see if there's space for conversation. But if there's not space for change and conversation, then removing myself and finding spaces where we can create change.
Thank you, Luis.
So, for me, I take a weird approach. I never judge anyone, a community of people, based on somebody's reaction, somebody's comment towards me, or anything like that. I genuinely just care about everybody. If somebody of whatever, it could be my own race, says something to me that I think is derogatory, I'm just gonna, duck off of water's back. I got something to do. I don't sit there and dwell on it because I don't have time to feed into it. The more you feed into it, the more it keeps coming. And a lot of times, some of those people are just really miserable with themselves, and me arguing with them is not gonna help it out, right? I really do feel like I have a mission in life that I have to accomplish, and dealing with racism and people who feel like they have to call me a name or do or whatever, ain't part of that mission. So, yeah, sometimes I have to ignore, sometimes I have to go, that's you, boo-boo, and then keep moving.
Thank you.
So you're gonna deal with racism throughout your life. The older you get, the much wiser you get, and your responses are gonna be very minimal. I think really being in the career field, wherever you choose to go, you're gonna have to deal with it, and unfortunately, just stick to your backbone and defend yourself. And whatever that form that looks like at that job, do that, and really just stick your ground and stand your ground, but ultimately show them respect and show them how you are the better person than them.
Thank you.
Yeah, I agree. I think for me, as I've learned throughout, and it wasn't always this way, but I've learned to take the higher road, and in a way, feel sorry for individuals that try to put others down based on how they appear, and maybe it won't be a direct slur like Luis said, but more like doubting your capacity because of, you know, whatever it may be, because of how you look, and saying, hey, are you sure you know what you're doing here? Do you speak English? Are you sure you can understand that blueprint? Things like that, right? That are that'll tell you what's in that person's mind. And the way I directly deal with it when I come across it is I smile, and then I go show them that they're wrong. But I really do not confront them verbally. There's no use. There's some people that are just so, so miserable. Thank you. That it's no point, and I move on because I take care of me first.
Thank you, Ruben. All right, we have time for maybe 2 more questions. I saw this hand over here first. In the blue. Yep. Over here in the front with the glasses. Yep, you. Say your name and your school. If you can stand up, please. Loud and proud.
Hello, my name is Maquez Velasquez, and I represent Burton Middle School.
All right, Burton in the house.
And my question is, when was the time you guys felt like giving up?
The question was?
When was the time you guys felt like giving up?
We'll start with Ruben.
Sure, I can. Thanks for your question. I can remember one time that I felt like giving up. I just got this is work related in our company. We were growing at the time. This was probably like 2012. We had a small team of people still. I think there were no more than 6 or 8 of us all together in my company, and probably one of my best employees decided that he was going to leave, and he was going to move on. And when he broke the news to me, it was like somebody punched me in the gut so hard, and I just left. I said, I felt like the whole operation was going to go down and things were just not going to work, and I felt like we were just not going to make it, and I felt that we needed to quit, that we needed to look for a way out, and that was devastating to me at the moment. I went home, I spoke about it with my wife, and she kind of almost, smacked me and said, "Hey, wake up! You need to do better. You need to be a better leader. You have other team members that depend on the employment that they have here with your company." And so, anyway, moved on from that. But that's a time that comes to mind.
Thank you, Ruben.
So a time that I wanted to give up was during COVID. So I was 3 years into the police force. I was working for the city of Lansing, and that was tough. Mind you, this was when COVID just began. We didn't know how to proceed with it. And so 9 times out of 10, we were at bare minimum for the entire city. I remember going to calls by myself, specifically shootings, homicides, you name it. I went to them because we just didn't have enough people. It was a very serious call that I went to that I had to wait for my lieutenant to show up from the office to help me out. And at that moment is really when I wanted to give up. I called my mentor just crying, telling her how terrible of a day I had. And that's when she whispered in my ear, hey, I'm about to retire. Come on over to Kent County. So I'm blessed to be where I'm at today, but truly during COVID was when I wanted to give up.
Thank you.
I'm gonna answer your question like double. Feeling and choice are two different things, right? For me, do I feel like giving up? Probably more often than I want. I've done so many things in life, and everything has pushed me to a different level of myself. And that's okay, because I kept taking that next step. I chose to never quit. I have a beautiful wife over there and a family that depend on me every single day. So irregardless of how I feel in the moment and how much stress I might be feeling, I choose to never give up. I just can't. I won't allow that of myself. I could feel it, but I don't let it dominate my choice.
Thank you.
So when I think back to a time when that was displayed at the Art Museum during Art Prize last year. And 3 years ago, I started that project. That project is called La Voz de mi Gente, the voice of my people. And for that project, I decided I wanted to go back home to Puerto Rico, and I wanted to tell the stories of people in my community. Because when I first came to Grand Rapids, I didn't see Puerto Ricans here. And so I was like, man, I need to bring these stories here. And so I went to Puerto Rico, I booked the flight, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go over there, and I had all these plans, and I'm gonna meet all these artists, I'm gonna take photos of them. And during that time, I was losing my Spanish. So there was a lot of challenges that I faced. And getting there, I realized oh man, I don't know what I'm doing. And it wasn't working. I was there for a month. I thought I was gonna be there for 2 months. By the end of the 2 months, I had one person, and I needed 15. And so I ended up extending the project 1 month. Literally, the day that I finished was when I started classes. I started classes the very day that I flew back from Puerto Rico was the day that I started classes. And things didn't get rolling until the very last week. But I remember, during that time being in Puerto Rico, there would be days where my brother would come home and he knew the project that I was working on, and he would ask me, he'd say, man, how's it going? He just wants to learn because he's excited for me. And I'm like, man, in my brother's apartment and just kind of thinking to myself, man, what am I doing? I made a huge mistake. I should not have done this. I was crazy. But one of the things that kept me going was I kept thinking about the why. Why was I doing this? And one of the things that I would think to myself was okay, what would I say if I ended up doing the whole project and I was there with the people that I did this for? What would I tell them? And that was what helped me push through those really difficult times. And it ended up being at the Grand Rapids Art Museum, and it ended up winning an award, which is really crazy. So,
thank you, Luis. I think we have time for one more question,
I got it here.
maybe, on this side of the room. I saw your hand first. Yep, you. Yep. Yep, you looking around? That's you. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Gwyneth Ham. I'm from Montessori Middle, and my question was about the protests currently going on about ICE and the deportation laws and everything that's going on with our current presidential situation. I was just wondering how you guys are personally handling that, if you are joining in with these protests. I know my school did a walkout a couple weeks ago. I think Central Innovation joined on that too. Yamel, I think I'm saying your name right. I know you can't speak on politics in a uniform, which is kind of sad, but how is the police force handling these protests? Are they doing anything that's like to help protect the protesters who are peacefully protesting?
I haven't heard of any that are happening in Kent County. So as far as like, I work for Byron Center, so that's my area. I haven't seen any in Byron Center. So as far as anything in particular, I have not heard about. So yeah. Anything else I can help you with? Otherwise, if you would like, you're more than welcome to join my booth over there and we can have a one-on-one conversation. I would love to speak with you. So thank you.
Perfect. Thank you. All right. I think we don't have time for any more questions, or do we? I'm looking at time on my watch here. Maybe in the middle right here. What about you? Do we have time? I don't know. No one's telling me no. So, oh well. You, in the black sweater? Yep. Yep.
Hi, sorry, I'm kind of nervous. My name is Allison Perez Aguilera. I'm from Godwin Heights Middle School.
All right, Godwin.
Sorry. I was wondering, what do you do? So I struggled with mental health from a very young age, and I was always told that I wasn't able to do what I wanted in the future because my struggles defined who I was and what I can do. And I was wondering, what do you do when you are constantly told you can't do something because because of what you went through, you aren't worthy of doing something like helping other people? Yeah, that's my question.
Thank you. Great question. And let me just say, it takes a lot to ask questions on a mic, so shout out to you for asking that great question. We'll start with Luis over here.
For me, as an artist, I feel like I create because I feel things very deeply, and so that's kind of my avenue for being able to express things in a good way. Luckily, I think I've gotten to grow up in a culture different than a lot of our parents. In a lot of the workspaces that I've been a part of, mental health has been something that has been at the center of kind of the spaces that I've been in. So people know that we struggle, and people have grace for our struggles. And whenever I've been in a position where I've had to share that with people in positions of power, they've always been super receptive to it and supportive. And I find that a lot in the community. Even, I currently serve on a board with Javi and Latino Community Coalition, and when someone's struggling, we understand that, and we're there for them. And so for you, what I would encourage you to do is if somebody's doubting you because of those reasons, let that be your reason to be there for someone else in the future. Because you overcoming that is going to be so valuable, and you're going to be able to show someone else, another young girl in the future, you're going to be able to be there for her and say, hey, I got through this, you can get through this too. And so, yeah.
Thank you, Luis.
First, I want to say that took a lot of guts, and I applaud you for that. I know it's not easy to talk in front of people and express, what you did. Mental health is a thing, there's nothing wrong with going to therapy. Nothing wrong. And I can tell you, it helps. It helps, and it could help a lot more people if they get away from the taboo of going to see a therapist, right? So brave, I appreciate you. You're gonna get that, and they're gonna find, once you heal, they'll find something else. And once you get that, they'll find something else. There's always gonna be somebody that's gonna be like, come back down here with me, right? Because they want to keep you right where you're at, okay? You just got to make sure that next thing doesn't become your identity, right? You just keep taking, I keep preaching all day, right? Make that choice, take that step, right? No matter what people tell you, take the next step. That might not be the right step. Take another step to the left. Take it to the right until you get to where you have to be. But don't let other people define or pull you down when you're supposed to keep climbing, right? Good job, honey.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for asking us that question. Truly, mental health is big in police work. Ultimately, we see as police officers well over 300 serious events in our lifetimes, whether as a regular citizen only maybe sees 3. With that being said is I go home seeing and smelling the things and the scenes that I've been to. I have an outlet, and my outlet is working out. So I love to cycle and I love to bike. So find something that you truly enjoy and you put your energy towards that and seeing if that helps. And in May, I am biking 300 miles from Richmond, Virginia to Washington, D.C. to raise awareness for law enforcement officers who died in the line of duty. So yeah.
Thank you. Amazing.
Yeah, so for me, when I get questioned, and it's not so much that I'm told you can't do it, but more like in a form of a question. Are you sure? Are you sure that's going to work out? Are you sure it's going to come like you envision it, right? And I always take it from who it comes from, right? If that questioning comes from somebody who hasn't done the things I've done, that is not ahead of the curve or has done something extraordinary, then to me that's just noise, right? I've learned to not listen to that type of criticism. And sometimes it could come from your family, but I've also learned that it's not that your family doesn't necessarily love you, it's just that they're afraid for you, right? And that's the thing, a family is sometimes afraid of you taking risk. They want you to be safe and secure and whatnot. So I really have just learned to, again, just see who it's coming from, and if it's coming from somebody who I truly and dearly care about, or who has shown that they are in a position that they've done it, and so then I'll respond to those questions, right, accordingly. But again, it comes back to you. If you truly believe and you're genuine and authentic, and that's what you want and that's what you like, and have that conviction, nobody can take that away from you.
Thank you, Ruben. All right, I think that concludes our time. I'm getting the look that we have to transition to the next thing. Let's give our panelists a huge round of applause. How about we give them a standing ovation? Let's stand for our panelists. Let's give them a nice big round of applause. Un fuerte aplauso, por favor. Thank you so much to all of you. Thank you for your service, and thank you for your dedication, and thank you for being here today. Muchísimas gracias. You can exit this way. Make sure you ask them questions later, take pictures with them. All right, up next, I'm going to invite Alexis from the Hispanic Center of Western Michigan, because I have some questions to ask Alexis before we transition over to lunch. All right, Alexis, ¿cómo estás?
Muy bien, muy bien.
Alexis, what is your role at the Hispanic Center?
My role at the Hispanic Center is I'm the Workforce Development Coordinator over at the organization. A lot of my focus is on our internship program and on our new program called Luna.
All right. So if I'm looking for a job, I can call you?
Yes.
All right, Alexis, I'm gonna hold you to that. All right, so I have a few questions for you, Alexis.
Go ahead.
So the first question is, what is Luna?
Yeah, so Luna is a new program that we just launched at the Hispanic Center. It stands for Leaders United Navigating Achievement. Just out of curiosity, by a show of hands, who here wants to go to college? And who here wants to get a part-time job while they're in high school? All right. Well, Luna is a college and career readiness program that is meant to help students prepare themselves to succeed in those goals by giving them professional development workshops over at our organization.
And who qualifies for Luna?
We do have a couple eligibility requirements. The main two are that you have to be 14 years or older, and you have to live in Kent County, but you can't live in Grand Rapids or Grand Rapids Township, which I know is going to be a bit of a barrier for some of you, but if you are interested, still feel free to reach out, and we're happy to discuss something.
And when and where is this program?
So the program is over at the Hispanic Center of Western Michigan. We're over in Southwest Grand Rapids. And there are two routes that you can take. You can either do individualized appointments with me for the workshops, so from 9 to 5 over at our working hours from Monday through Friday, or you can come to one of our group sessions. We actually have one tonight from 6 to 7:30 over at the Hispanic Center, and we have them every 2 Thursdays.
And why should the students join?
Yeah, of course. So one of the nice perks of the program is that we do a test called a high five test. It's somewhat of a personality quiz where we essentially go over what your top professional skills are, and we teach you how to talk about that in an interview to help you stand out. We also help you take a headshot and make a LinkedIn. If you don't know what a LinkedIn is, it's essentially a professional Facebook, so you can find jobs, talk to recruiters, and start building your network. And you get a $25 stipend.
Nice. And last question for you, Alexis. If a student is interested, how and where can they sign up?
So I'll actually be over at the expo tables where you can come get our contact information, and I'm happy to talk to you more one-on-one on how to get enrolled.
Give it up for Alexis, everyone, over at the Hispanic Center of Western Michigan. All right. So before I transition you over to lunch, I want everyone to please stand up. We're going to do a little stretch. I'm going to have DJ Money Mike put a little song so we can stretch. We got to stretch because some of you guys look a little too comfortable this morning. You look a little too comfortable. Let's do some stretches. Some quick stretches. All right, DJ Money Mike. Let's give it up for our DJ Money Mike and DJ Dimelo Josie. Fun fact, they were our DJs for the Hispanic Festival last year. Let's do a little stretch. Arms up, arms up, arms up. Everyone, arms up. Arms up. Now roll them around. There you go, there you go. Hey, hey, hey. All right, now we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going. Are you guys having fun so far? That's what we love to hear. All right, with that same energy, I want you guys to give it up to our next panelists. I'm gonna have them come up here right now. Let's see, let's see. Come on up, just come on down, come on down. Eric Chavarria, Elizabeth Reyes, and Emily Sanchez. Come on down, come on down. All right, so while I ask them questions, I want you guys to be respectful. I want you guys to listen. I don't want to hear any side conversations because that is disrespectful to our panelists. So please make sure that we are listening because I will be asking you questions at the end for more prizes. Is that those of you who don't have thumbs up, I'm not going to call on you guys because you guys are not listening. All right, all right. So, welcome, bienvenidos. I'm gonna have you guys say your name, say where you guys are from, and what organization or company you are with. We'll start with you.
Can everybody hear me? Can I get a, all right, good, good, good. My name is Eric Chavarria. I am from El Salvador, and I am currently working at AYA Youth Collective, who is driven by a mission of creating communities rooted in belonging for youth experiencing instability to own their future.
Give it up for Eric, please.
My name is Emily Sanchez, and I am the GRCC Promise Zone Success Coordinator. Some of the schools I am at are Southwest Middle High and Hope Academy. And I am Mexican American, and I'm so happy to be here and talking to you all today.
Thank you, Emily. Un aplauso para Emily, por favor.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Elizabeth Reyes. I am here with Choice One Bank today, and I am from Guatemala.
All right. Thank you all for being here today. And just a fun fact for you all these people that are sitting here this morning with us today, they are all participants from this conference. They were once in these seats. Let's give it up for them one more time. And I hope that the next time we have some of you guys in these seats and in this seat too. All right, so the first question is I'm gonna start with Eric. Do you remember what you were thinking when you attended this conference?
I want to see if Lee Middle School is in the house at all. Right here in the front, good to see you guys. As an 8th grader sitting here, which was about 2014, so if we subtract that, that's, somebody help me do the math, 12 years? Was sitting here, I was just happy to have an excuse to not be in the classroom. My expectations were low, really, and I really didn't know what I would walk out of here with, what would really happen after this event. But I did know that I was focused on enjoying the day off from school and open to what it is I would be learning. So, yeah.
Thank you, Eric. Give it up for Eric, please. All right, Emily, same question for you.
So at the time, I was worried that when I walked in, I wasn't going to find anyone that looked like me. I was the only one from my middle school that came to this conference. So I remember when I walked in, a friendly volunteer walked me to a table with other students, and I was able to, listen and take advantage of all the speakers. For me, I truly felt like I belonged here. So, sitting in a room filled with students and professionals who also looked like me and shared similar backgrounds, it was just really impactful.
Thank you, Emily.
So I first attended the conference back in 2010, so you guys go ahead and do the math on that. I remember I was very excited, I was very nervous. I didn't go to a very diverse school, so it was a very small group of us that got to come here and be surrounded by other Latino students, and that in itself was very special to me, to be able to see other people that looked like me. It was very when I was talking to my friends about this conference that I was getting the opportunity to attend again, we all didn't really remember everything that happened, but it was very fun from what I remember, so.
Thank you so much. All right, the next question. I'm gonna start with you, Eric. Was there a moment in high school when you almost gave up? What helped you keep going?
Even today, I think that there are many moments in where I want to give up, and I think that was still true to me when I was an 8th grader sitting in this exact same seat that you all are sitting at today. And even after leaving this event as an 8th grader, there were so many other times that I wanted to give up, right? It's such an interesting age to be at as an 8th grader and preparing to step into high school. And high school is a whole nother thing. You're thinking about college, you're thinking about what it is that you want to do afterwards. And I was challenged both emotionally, academically, and also in sports as well. up on you no matter how old you are. And the thing that really helped me keep going was really getting to know myself so deeply to the point where it is that I'm thinking, Eric, I think that you can do this. And Eric, I think I believe in you to chase this dream or to chase this goal, right? And also recognizing that I really wanted to honor my parents' immigrant experience, you know? And as you get older, like, I was really just navigating high school, the first system that is very, very hard to navigate at first, and then navigating many systems after that, but knowing that if I had deep faith in myself and the community that was around me, that anything was possible.
Thank you, Eric. Same question for you, Emily.
So the moment I almost gave up was actually my senior year of high school. I remember sitting in a room with my high school counselor at the time telling me, well, you can just go to GRCC. Listing GRCC as like a school that it was just my last option, and that just didn't sit well with me. I graduated from GRCC. I'm a GRCC alumni, and I'm proud to say I didn't start at a four-year university. You know, it was really impactful to me that I could, you know, sit here today and say that I'm still successful and I've taken advantage of all the opportunities that I've gotten. What really helped me also was I met a program center, actually. And she worked with me after school to make sure that I was ready for college. She answered all my questions, including my mom's questions. Being first generation, you all know that parents have a lot of questions. Where are you going? How much is it gonna cost? And finding those resources like the Hispanic Center really helped my mom and I. So I'm grateful to say that she connected me also to a paid internship where I discovered my passion for helping the community and working with students. So really thankful for that person who pushed me to finish my degree at GRCC. To my mom and her, they taught me that no matter what others assume of you, what truly matters is what you're doing now and the determination you have to keep moving forward.
Thank you.
So there were definitely moments in high school where I almost wanted to give up. I ended up going to 3 different high schools throughout my career, and having to start over twice was very tough. It was very tough having to learn the new teachers, the new buildings, teaching techniques, and just being the new girl all over again was very tough. And then being a first-gen student as well, it was very overwhelming at times having to navigate FAFSA because nobody around me knew, you know, how to fill it out or what information was needed or anything like that. But I have 3 younger siblings that were looking up to me, and I knew they were going to have to go through this process eventually, so I really pushed through, and I made sure that I was ready for when they got to that point so that I was able to answer their questions. Self-confidence and my family as well pushing me through really, really helped throughout this whole process as well. So,
thank you. All right, this one goes to you, Eric. How did this conference impact you back then, and when did you realize it actually made a difference?
Really, really good question. Like I mentioned previously, I was just happy to be out of class, honestly. I was excited to be with my friends, conversate with other people around different schools, and really just have a time, and my expectations were low. I didn't really know what it was that I was gonna be walking out of here with. And by the end of the conference, what I remember from then is I just felt hope. I felt like I was in a room full of people that have had some sort of an experience similar to mine, where that community right there is what I kept in behind my head anywhere that I went, anywhere that I had that doubt of, do I want to give up, right? I always thought about the people around me and really recognizing that fight in La Lucha is everybody's fight, right? And I really didn't know how much it would impact me up until I was mentioned the opportunity to be a part of this panel. I immediately said yes, but that was like months before this event was even happening. And up until this week, I was sitting at my desk and I'm like, wow, this is actually happening and this is on Thursday. Eric, you might want to prepare, right? And it was really the first time that I got to sit down and really think about how much this has impacted me, like to the point where I'm now able to sit in front of all of you guys just to share an experience that is not above anybody else's, but knowing that I was still in the same seats as you guys, right? And even after leaving this conference today, I think that I'm gonna be walking out with that exact same feeling that I had as an 8th grader, and that brings me a lot of joy and happiness, so yeah.
One more thing, Eric, you forgot to mention one very important thing, and I think you know what I'm talking about, because I remember, because I was at that conference when you were a student back in the day. So if you want to share about that as well, that would be great.
Are we talking about something that I won? Is that what we're talking about? So when I was an 8th grader, I happened to receive the scholarship that was given as an 8th grader. And again, I was in here not expecting a single thing at all. And so that even caught me by surprise. And just sitting here today, and whoever gets that scholarship today, it's really gonna change your life, you know, if you want it to. And so I left that out purposely, but I'm glad that I was forced to share it with all of you guys today.
Thank you, Eric. All right, Emily.
So back then, I left the conference feeling empowered, you know, and willing to try new things. For the first time, I felt like I belonged, and spaces that once intimidated me, you know, I walked in feeling confident, and I didn't realize it made a difference right away. The impact showed up later when I started raising my hand more in class. I felt like I could apply for more opportunities I would have once talked myself out of, and walking into rooms, you know, without shrinking myself. So it showed up in the way I carried myself. And looking back, that conference didn't, you know, just inspire me for a day. It shifted my mindset.
Thank you.
So this conference impacted me more than I realized at the time. It was the first time that I got to see other Latino students and other Latino professionals achieving big things. When I came in, I remember I recognized one of the speakers. She was a GRCC former student, and seeing her on the stage, it made me realize that, oh, okay, maybe college is achievable. And it made me realize that there are people within, you know, close family friends or family that I could go to with questions if I ever had any. So, yeah.
Thank you. All right. I have one other question to ask you, and then I'm going to open it up to you all to ask any questions that you guys want. So the last question that I have on here is, what advice would you give your 8th grade self if you could go back in time today? We'll start with Eric.
If I were to give myself a piece of advice, and something that I continually try to give my advice to myself, even today as a grown adult, is to just be present. Like, life is really, 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 really short, and high school is going to fly right by you. And soon enough, you'll be thinking about your next step and following whatever it is that success looks like to you. And really just pushing yourself to do everything that scares you, even if it's stepping more into yourself to live more authentically, to love, and to have an open mind, and finally just to keep dreaming and to push one another to chase our dreams. Sometimes it's the first time that any of us have been able to do that for anyone in our family. And I carry that with so much privilege and so much honor. So I think that's the advice that I would give you all.
So my advice that I, tell my students, and also what I had heard when I was younger, is ponte las pilas, lock in, because you all probably hear this all the time, but I wish I would have started taking things more seriously when I was like in 8th through 11th grade. Take advantage of all the after-school programs, the tutoring services, the mentoring, and be more involved in your community and at your school. You will definitely not regret it.
Thank you. And let me do the translation for ponte las pilas. Raise your hand if you have heard that before. Ponte las pilas. The translation for that is put your batteries on. So I know it sounds a little funny in English, but it's basically making sure you're energized and you're ready to take anything on. So if you hear that for the first time today, you can start using that. Ponte las pilas. Repeat after me. Ponte las pilas. Oh, y'all can do better than that. Ponte las pilas. There you go. All right. Elizabeth?
There's a lot of advice I would give my 8th grade self, but I'm going to focus on one. It would be to say yes to scary opportunities. Don't talk yourself out of it if the only reason you're saying no to it is because you don't think that you can do it. If this opportunity is being offered to you, is because the person offering it to you believes in you and sees something in you that you might not see. I've done that one too many times than I care to admit. And it's something that, since I established that mindset very early on, it's something I still struggle with. When Francisco reached out to me about this opportunity, my first reaction was to panic a little bit, get a little bit anxious, to say no even. But I made sure to sit down, analyze the opportunity, and again, realize that the only reason I was saying no is because I was scared. But if you give yourself enough time to prepare, you'll be fine. You'll do great. And don't procrastinate. If you're in that habit, break it right now.
Un aplauso. Thank you so much. So for the ponte las pilas part, you probably shouldn't procrastinate, right? We should get things done, schedule things, put things on your calendar, stay organized, get an agenda. I love a good agenda. All right, so now we're going to open it up to all of you guys to ask any questions that you guys may have. And I want to start from in the middle of the room in the back. I see a hand right there. Yep. Come on up. Yeah, you, come on. Don't be shy now. If you raise your hand, I'm going to call on you. And we have 2 mics. We have one right here. Tell us your name and what school you go to, and what is your question for our panelists today?
My name is Brazil, and I go to Music Middle. And my question was, what motivates y'all to become successful?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that one more time? And remind me of your name one more time, too.
My name is Brazil, and my question was, what motivated y'all to become successful?
Great question. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh, what motivated me to be successful? I think I remember I gave a speech at my high school graduation back in 2019, and my speech focused around defining success, right? I think that there's already set plan for us right after we graduate, a traditional path, but recognizing that that level of success is an opportunity for people to, like that path is an opportunity for people to follow, but at the end of the day, you get to define what success looks like to you. What is it that makes you happy? What is it that makes your soul jump out of your body, you know? And it takes a long time to figure that out, but just chasing what it is that you want to do is probably the thing that wanted me to chase success, because this is what it looks like to me.
Thank you, Eric. All right, Emily, same question for you.
I would say that what motivated me were the adults around me. So, you know, look at the adults in your building, in your high school, in your middle school, in your community. They may not look like you or have, you know, similar backgrounds, but just really have conversations with them and ask them those questions. They're always eager to help students like you guys answer questions that you have, and also share their experiences. So I think that's really impactful.
Thank you so much, Emily. Elizabeth?
My motivators through college were my mom and my siblings. I am a daughter of immigrants, and doing this for my mom, I needed to do it. I needed to do it for her. I needed to do it for myself, for my family, and my siblings too. They were really big motivators. I remember sitting before every single exam, especially in accounting. I'm an accounting major. Before an accounting quiz or exam, I would look at my phone and I had them on my screensaver, and I would just look at them, and then I would feel ready. I would feel ready to go on and take that exam and be ready for, again, when they're not in college yet. My oldest is a sophomore in high school right now, but she's gearing up to apply to colleges pretty soon, and I'm now ready to answer those questions for her when the time comes. So.
Thank you. I think we have time for one more question, Francisco. Yeah? I'm gonna pick someone in the back on that side. That person that just stood up. Come on up. Yep. Come on. Don't be shy. You guys have some great questions, by the way. Some great questions, great feedback. Is it bringing back like memories of you guys being over there? Now you guys are over here.
Okay, I got it.
I love it.
Hello, my name is Lucia Shade Ramirez Cruz. I go to Inno Academy, and my question would be, what's one thing you regret doing in school?
One thing you regret doing in school. Oh, wow. Who wants to start us off?
You guys got to give us like 2 seconds to like compile our thoughts. Okay?
There's so many, right?
Right? Yeah. Very, very good question. But like, give us like 3 seconds.
Think about it. Take a second.
Mine goes back to procrastinating. I am a huge procrastinator. Again, if you have that happen now, break it. Grow, learn, because it will kick you in the butt later on. Staying more organized, I wish I would have done that. I always thought I was pretty organized, but high school and college, they're two very different things, and remaining organized is very important.
I would say mine would be not going to the school events. So I did not attend my prom, and that's something that I still regret. And also the football games. I feel like, you know, the school spirit, they really try and get you guys all involved in Spirit Week. It's just a great time to get all together, so then when it comes to your senior year, you know who's standing next to you. And I feel like that's something that, till this day, I regret it.
So then you regret not going to your prom, so you would suggest them go to their homecoming, their prom, all the dances, right? Yes, if not, you will be like Emily and be regretting that So remember that.
I also didn't attend my prom, and I also regret it. So it's just coming from
Two
people.
people. Wow. That's a sign, you guys. That's a sign. Eric.
Well, just so you guys know, my regret is not attending prom. I attended prom. But I think if I were to say my biggest regret in high school, get a little bit personal with this one and stuff, is really not living into my full self. There was so much to figure out just after 8th grade and into high school, and really figuring out what my identity meant for me, right? What my identities looked like going into different rooms. There's nobody else that looks like me, right? And not letting that get to me. And I think that happened to me a lot in 8th grade, well, middle school, high school, just craving like that sense of belonging. And that all changed when I got to know myself a little bit more deeply, and really knowing that if I know myself so deeply and I'm rooted so deeply into my values, I had a sense of belonging within myself and anybody else that I had a connection with, so.
Thank you. Thank you, Eric. And Eric did go to prom. Did you have a good time at prom?
I had a great time.
All right, all right. So we do not have any more time for any more questions, but we're gonna move on because we're gonna do some giveaways. We're gonna do a laptop giveaway, and we're gonna give away the scholarship as well. And before we do that, I want you guys to give it up one more time for all of our panelists this morning. This afternoon, we had some great ones this morning, great ones this afternoon. They did an amazing job. And can I ask you guys a favor? Can you guys help me out for this next part?
Yes.
Yeah? All right. So before I talk about the Unleash Your Potential Challenge, I want you to talk about it. So this year, many of you participated in our Unleash Your Potential Challenge. Students were invited to show how they embrace their culture, their identity, and their experiences within the Hispanic community. And let me tell you guys, the creativity, the stories, and the talent that came through, they were really inspiring, really amazing. So every student who participated, they showed courage and pride in expressing who they are and what the impact they're gonna have in their communities. So we have 4 students, and they're gonna receive a laptop. Can you guys help me out then? All right, let's see. The first one, and I want you guys all to make some noise because they really took the time on these submissions, so I'm gonna have them help me out here. The first winner goes to Ellie Solovek. Come on up, Ellie, come on up. Come on, Ellie. We can do better than that. Let's give it up for Ellie. Come on, come on. Come on. Congratulations, thank you so much. High five, you can go over there. They're gonna give you your laptop. Oh, those are nice. Whoa, those are really cool. And we're gonna have a picture. We're gonna have you stand with them for a quick photo. All right, up next, are you guys ready? Let's do a drum roll. I love a good drum roll. Let's do a drum roll. Oh, you guys are good. All right, all right. This one goes to Evan Crafer. Crawford. Evan Crawford. Come on down, Evan. We have a laptop for you. Wow, we have so many nice stuff up here. We got some more gifts too. Nice. Woo. Come on down, come on down. High five. Great job. We're gonna have you stand for a quick photo down there. All right, you guys ready for the next one? Jonathan Hill Noonan. Come on up, job, Jonathan. Congratulations. Felicidades. Amazing work. Great job. You can go get your laptop. All right, it looks like we have one more here. Let's do another drum roll. Let me hear that drum roll. Nice and loud. Nice and loud. Jael Bayer. Where is Jael? Jael. Yeah? Come on down, Jael. Lots of great opportunities. And for this next one, Eric, since you won the scholarship back in the day, I'm gonna have you help me with the next one, all right? So don't go too far, you guys. Come on down, congratulations. Thank you. All right, so this next person gets the scholarship. Are you guys ready? All right, so before we continue, we want to recognize one more student whose story really stood out. This student shared how the challenges help face their strengths. They spoke about becoming a leader, embracing their identity, and taking pride on who they are. So, let's do a drum roll, please. Where you at?
Okay. All right, are we ready to hear this? Yeah? Can I get one more loud roar from all of you guys? All righty. Can everybody give it up for Emiliano Rivera from Granville Middle School? Oh, I think I see him. Everybody give it up one more time for him, please.
Come on over, Emiliano. Wow, how exciting. Eric, how does it feel giving off this scholarship to the next student?
It feels a little bit surreal, but again, this is something that allowed me to keep dreaming and to just keep moving forward and stuff. And you don't necessarily need the scholarship to keep moving forward because you guys are all just as capable. So remember that.
Come on over, come on over. We're gonna have photo. Come on over for a photo. You get a scholarship of $2,000. Un aplauso, por favor. Que se oiga ese aplauso. Congratulations.
Okay.
You get to keep that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Put it in your room. We're gonna have security escort you out, okay? Where's our security officers at? We're gonna make sure you watch him, okay? All right. So, we want to thank, again, our sponsors. Can we thank Lake Michigan Credit Union one more time, please? Let's hear those little nice little clapping things they gave us. And thank you to all of our sponsors. Let's give them all a round of applause. We also want to thank our community partners, our amazing volunteers, the Hispanic Center staff, our teachers, everyone for being here today. Let's give them all a round of applause. Who wants some more prizes? Make some noise if you want some more prizes. Let me hear you on this side. You guys want some prizes? All right, what about this side? You guys want some prizes? What about the middle? Who wants prizes over here? All right, we're gonna start off right here. You in the purple coat. Yes. Come on up, come on up. I'm gonna ask you a question. I'm gonna ask you a question on these panelists right here. Let's see. Come on, come on, come on, come on. The more quickly we move, the more faster we get more prizes. Can you tell me what school did Emily, what college did she graduate from? Emily, in the middle. GRCC. Emily, is she right? All right, you get a prize. Come on up. All right, what about this side? What about this side? What about you in the pink? Come on up, come on up, come on up. All right. Eric's gonna ask you a question about his story.
Let's see. What was my biggest regret in high school?
Your biggest regret, wasn't it like not living to your full like self, like not giving yourself like self-worth?
Yes, all right, you get a prize. Yeah. Wow, you guys were paying attention. What about on this side of the room? Let's see. Oh, y'all could do better than that. This side of the room. You standing up with the gray shirt. Yep, you. Come on up, quickly, quickly, quickly. You can run this time, you can run, I'll give you permission. All right, next question, I'm gonna have Elizabeth ask a question. Let's see, Elizabeth, ask a question. You're paying attention.
Where am I from?
Guatemala?
Guatemala?
I don't feel that it's fair, but
Guatemala? Yeah, round of applause. You get a prize. All right, what about, let's see, this side right here. You, in the black. You. Come on, come on, come on. Come on up, come on up. All right, Emily, go ahead and ask a question.
Okay, my question is, what advice did I give to you 8th graders?
You want to ask for some help? All right. Ask for some help.
Can I get some help?
Ask her from your school. Who here from your school is going to help you out?
One of them over there.
Are they from your school?
No.
From your school? Okay, come on up. You don't know it? Well, how are you going to help them out then? The blue sweater can help you? Yeah. Blue sweater.
I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to say it.
Try.
Ponte las pilas.
Ponte las pilas. Yes. You get a prize.
Soccer ball.
All right. What about over here on this side of the room? You with the glasses. Yeah. Come on over quickly, quickly. You gotta run. You gotta keep going, or else we're gonna run out of time. Come on, come on. I'm gonna have you ask a question.
What was my one regret? I had two of them. I think either one counts.
One is not going to prom.
Not going to prom. All right, here you go. Round of applause. What about that side of the room? You in the burgundy. Yep, come on up. Quickly, quickly, quickly. Run, run, run. You can run, you can run. You can run, you can fly. Come on. All right. Eric, I'm going to have you ask a question. What's your question?
My question is, where do I work? Said it right at the beginning. Do you want to ask for help?
Somebody from my school? This year.
Come on Come on, come on. Time is ticking.
Let's go. Spirit 10. Spirit 2 in. Wrong, I'm sorry. Javier, do we choose someone else? Let's go ahead. Everybody raise their hands, and I'm going to choose you right over here. Yep. Do you know the answer first before you come up here? You know? All right, come on. Come give it a try. All righty.
Here, go up. Wait.
AYA Escalar?
No, Youth Collective, but you got it.
All right. Okay. Somebody from way in the back. Over there, that person in the white shirt. The white shirt, you that just turned back. White shirt, yes, you. Run, you gotta run up here though. But don't fall. Just be careful. Yeah? All right, I'm gonna ask you first and you, both of you. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna have the same question of where I work. We are one of the sponsors on the pamphlet, so if you wanna go ahead and ask somebody, feel free.
All right. Oh, you said what?
And I said it up here too.
I need help. Yeah. It's in the pamphlet.
Where can?
Chase One Bank. Chase One Bank.
Choice one, yes.
Let's go.
Let's go. All right, next question. Emily.
Okay, my question is actually for you. What 2 things can you take away from this conference?
That I should aspire to be better and to focus more on my future career.
Who's next? Who's next? In the black, you standing up. You, come on. Yes, quickly. What about on this side? You in the red Chicago Bulls. Come on. Quickly. I'm gonna have you ask them a question.
Let's see. What was your favorite part of today?
Her advice.
All right, congratulations. You get to pick a prize. What was your favorite part today?
My favorite part was the music and all of us getting to know each other.
Congratulations. What's your favorite for today?
My favorite part was that we got to embrace the Hispanic community and we got to basically learn about the Hispanic community and embrace ourselves.
All right, nice answer. All right. What about over here in this area? In the hat, yep. Come on. What about this area? You, come on. Yep, come on. Quickly. What was your favorite part?
The advice of them 3.
All right, pick a prize. We only got one more. I called you. Oh, rock, paper, scissors it? Rock, paper, scissors? Oh, okay. What was your favorite part today?
My favorite part was probably the music.
Music, all right. And you get the last prize for today. All right, and that concludes our event for today. Let's make some noise for everyone, all of you guys. And those of you who entered the raffle for the iPad, we will be following up with you next week with more information. We are going to dismiss you by schools. Godwin, you can go first. Thank you so much, Godwin. Thank you so much for everyone. We hope you had a great time. Round of applause one more time for all of our volunteers, our staff, our sponsors, GRCC, every single one. Thank you so much.